Put a +1. That one gets +1. Yeah. We're down to 1 HP and a dream. Let's hope. And this would be so awesome if it actually happened. We're going to activate Collector's Vault. Hope that we draw into the Wall of Ba Sing Se. Hope that we draw the Wall of Ba Sing Se. What does this creature say? Lifelink. Wait, so... Okay, that one doesn't activate. So we need to draw the Wall of Ba Sing Se right now, drop it off, and then we'll win next turn. Down to 1 HP and a dream. Come on, deck, please. I beg you. No shot. We actually pulled it off. Let's... Guys, I'm speechless. Check this out. Here comes Hex. 1, 2, 3. We don't even need the Blossoming Tortoise. It's just bonus on top. Mill 3 cards. 44 toughness. Opponent's going to lose half their life. And then that's going to get doubled. What an insane game. Insane luck. Collector's Vault. Just like we drew it up. I was never in doubt. Believed in the heart of the cards right there. Let's go. Deal 5 damage to the Bloodletter. We take 4 damage right now. All right, guys. We 100% got the opponent. Before I forget to do it, we were drawing a land anyway, but we'll drop off Seize the Spoils. Opponent's all tapped out, and we'll go with Hex of Undeath. We'll pull back you. This guy's extra on top. You know what? Screw the Blossoming Tortoise. We need just these 3 guys. Bop, go to our end step. Ping the opponent for 30 damage on the dot. Got him down to -1. Let's absolutely go. Firebending student. You have much to learn, young one. Look at the power of memes, baby. GG. Let's go. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. I have a really, really fun one for you guys today. I've played this deck a while ago, quite a while ago right now, and I had a lot of fun with it. Let me start by saying this. It is a hardcore meme deck, so definitely do not go and craft this unless you have a ton of wild cards to spend on it, because it is a really expensive deck, but it is a ton of fun. And what we're going with today, you can see from the name of the deck, it's called the Great Wall of Betor. This mythic dragon, Betor, kin to all, from the Tarkir Dragonstorm set, he has the text that says, at the beginning of our end step, if all creatures we control have total toughness 10 or greater, you get to draw a card. That's kind of whatever. If all creatures you control have toughness 20 or greater, you get to untap each creature you control, so it's kind of like they have vigilance. Really not that good. And then if all creatures you control have toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life rounded up. So that is absolutely terrible. How often have you guys seen a board state where there is total toughness of 40 or greater? It really doesn't happen that often. One card that really pushes this, not over the top because it is a hardcore meme deck, but it's a new mythic card we got from the Avatar set, and that is the Walls of Ba Sing Se. For 8 mana, it's just 8 generic mana. We get a legendary artifact creature. It's just a wall. It has defender, so it can't even attack. And even if it could attack, well, it has 0 power, which absolutely sucks. But look at how thick this wall is. 30 toughness right there. So if you have the Walls of Ba Sing Se on the battlefield and Betor, kin to all, on the battlefield, that is 37 toughness right there. So if we're able to get just 3 more toughness on the battlefield, well, then we will have total toughness 40 or greater, and then at the end step, the opponents lose half their life, which, again, that's not amazing, but we can one-shot combo that. You guys already know a card that says, and it's a combo, it's a really popular one. I personally really don't like that combo because I find it a really lame one, but it is with the Unstoppable Slasher. Whenever the Unstoppable Slasher deals damage to you, you lose half your life. And then what card do they combo with the Unstoppable Slasher? Yeah, you guys are correct. It's the Bloodletter of Aclazotz. For 4 mana, this creature says if an opponent would lose half their life, they lose twice that much life instead. And most importantly about the Bloodletter, look at his toughness, guys. It's 4. And like I said, Walls of Ba Sing Se with Betor, is 37. If you're able to get the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, that's 41 toughness. So with these 3 cards right here, you're able to just one-shot the opponent. And of course, that is a lot easier said than done. Bloodletter costs 4 mana. Betor costs 5 mana. And I mean, he has the Abzan colors, white, black, and green. So, you know, pretty tricky to pull that color requirement off. And then the Walls of Ba Sing Se is 8 mana. So, of course, you're not going to be casting those creatures turn after turn. The way that we're going to get these creatures on the battlefield is we will be abusing the graveyard, and I want to use a reanimation card. Most reanimation cards, like Caverio, says enter as a copy of a creature. Zombify says reanimate a single target creature. I know there's a few other reanimate one single target, but there is a new card as well from the Spider-Man set. Hex of Undeath. For 7 mana, you get to return 6 target creature cards with different names from our graveyard to the battlefield. So we will be trying to dump these 3 creatures in the graveyard and then pull them back with Hex of Undeath. And with Hex of Undeath, you can pull back 6 creatures in total. So we're going with a few other creatures that have really, really thick and big toughness. We're playing with 1 copy of Ghalta, the Stampede Tyrant, because it could also be that maybe we have Betor in our hand, or maybe we have the Walls of Ba Sing Se in our hand, and we have the Bloodletter and Betor in the graveyard. And maybe with Ghalta because Ghalta is when he enters. So if we reanimate him with Hex of Undeath, then we would be able to put the Walls of Ba Sing Se onto the battlefield as well as any other creatures we have in our hand as well. And Ghalta, 12 toughness, that goes a long way for Betor as well. And then when I played Betor Kin to All, I played him with a bunch of turtles because they do have a lot of toughness. So we're playing with the Bedrock Tortoise for 4 mana. It was 0 power, 6 toughness. During our turn, creatures we control have hexproof. So if we do have this guy in the graveyard and we bring him back with Hex of Undeath, then at least for the rest of our turn, our creatures will have hexproof. So if the opponent does have any targeted removal, well, they will have to get around hexproof, which isn't very easy for them to do. And then at our end step, Betor would trigger, they'd lose half their life, and that will get doubled thanks to Bloodletter. So Bedrock Tortoise, really, really nice. Blossoming Tortoise for 4 mana. When this creature enters, he just has 3 toughness, so it's not the thickest toughness, but you get to mill 3 cards and return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield, so it is a little bit of ramp, and we want to be filling our graveyard up anyways with all of these creatures. So Blossoming Tortoise is another one, and then we're playing with another tortoise that we got from the new set as well, and that is the Lion Turtle for 3 mana. We get a Elder Cat Turtle, so funny creature type right there. He has Vigilance and Reach, but he can't attack or block unless there are some lessons in our graveyard, which we don't really play with any lessons, but we are throwing this turtle in here because he has 6 toughness, which is a decent amount. And when you play him, you gain 3 life, which is really nice, and you can tap him to add 1 mana of any color. So again, a little tiny bit of ramp right there as well, because guys, Hex of Undeath, 7 mana, that is a pretty hefty mana requirement. So we need all the ramp we can get. So we're also going with Ruzic, Booed but Victorious for 3 mana. At the beginning of our upkeep, we have to discard a card, and then we create a treasure token. And again, if we have Walls of Ba Sing Se, Ghalta, even Betor in our hand, we really don't mind dropping those creatures off because we don't really need them in our hand. And then you get to create a treasure token. So again, a little bit of ramp, which is really nice. Treasure token, add mana of any color, which is really nice. And another nice thing about Ruzic is if you are empty-handed, you discard a card and then create a treasure token. It doesn't matter if you don't have a card to discard or not, you will always create the treasure token. So that's really nice right there. And then finally, the last creature we're playing with is Esper Origins. For just 2 mana, you get to Surveil 2. So look at the top 2, put them back in any order. And if you don't like any of those cards, you can throw them into the graveyard, which again, we don't mind. And then you gain 2 life. So a little bit of life gain, which is really nice as well. So those are the creatures we're going with. We're also playing with Seize the Spoils for 3 mana. As an additional cost, you do have to drop off a card, but I've said it before, I'll say it again, we really don't mind dropping off any of our creatures, really, and then you get to draw 2 and create a treasure token, and then finally, Collector's Vault for 2 mana, 2 generic mana, which is really nice, because then the color requirements aren't important. We get this artifact down, and then we can spend 2 mana every turn to draw a card, and then discard a card and create a treasure token. Let's go ahead and put Seize the Spoils back. create the treasure token, which again will help us with ramp. And that is why we have so many different types of creatures, just because Hex of Undeath will pull back 6 of them. And usually by turn 7, it might be turn 8 sometimes. Hopefully you have enough and even if you don't have the Walls of Ba Sing Se or Ghalta, maybe you have a few copies of the Bloodletter. Maybe, well, Betor is legendary, but maybe, well, Cat Turtle's also legendary, but maybe you have a few copies of these turtles that you could bring back as well. But then again, you can't, because Hex of Undeath says they have to be 6 different named creature types. So you can only pull back 1 Bedrock Tortoise. So, yeah, might be a problem. Hasn't been a problem so far. I've played 1 or 2 games with it, and it was a lot of fun. But I've been rambling long enough. Let's just jump to some games, see how the deck does. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first, but I mean, we have turn 3 and turn 4 play, so I can dig it. We can get Stomping Ground on turn 1. Oh, an opponent is a discard deck, which again, we don't really mind too much. And also when our creatures die, we don't really mind too much. If it's mono black discard, they'll definitely have some kill spells as well. So I can dig it. I can dig it. Let's see, we need double black for Ruzic or black and red. So we'll have it with the Blazemire Verge. Can actually get Esper Origins down, which is amazing. And we'll throw the Lion Turtle in the graveyard. And I guess a land? We'll have 4 right there. We will be able to play the Blossoming Tortoise. Ruzic we're playing next turn. If he survives for a turn, we'll be able to get a treasure token. So I don't think we need those 2 cards right there. And I mean, yeah, if he has the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, then he does kind of get us. This is the combo that I mentioned in the intro. I find it super lame because, yeah, this guy, he got him down on turn 2. It could be as early as turn 3 that you get this combo. Kind of crazy, pretty annoying. But we'll go ahead and block that creature right there. It comes back as well. He didn't have the Bloodletter, or at least he chose not to play it. So we'll go ahead and get down the Blossoming Tortoise. Mill some cards. Hopefully one of them is a land. And again, there's the kill spell that we knew he had. Yeah, and we can pull back this land. That gets us some surveil action. Esper Origins. Let's see, Ruzic is 3. I think we will keep that one on top, because then we can go with Ruzic and Esper Origins. Opponent probably has another kill spell, so let's go with Ruzic, booed but victorious. There is a small stick right there. Could also just be the Iron Crag. And we'll get down Esper Origins. Seize the spoils to discard and draw 2. That could be quite nice. So opponent, your Unstoppable Slasher, will untap or add 2. And he drops off another Iron Crag. That's fine. Seize the spoils. So we can go with Esper Origins. Walls of Ba Sing Se can definitely go in the graveyard. And then we get to add 2 mana. Oh no, that's next turn we get to add 2 mana. Okay. Well, I'll happily blank this creature again. Don't mind if I do. And then let's go with Seize. Drop off Bloodletter. There's a wall. Don't really need the wall. Collector's Vault could be quite nice, but I think we'll get down the Blossoming Tortoise. We do have to sack a treasure token for that. That's fine, because we're up to 6. Ooh, there's a Ghalta. That's really nice. Do we have a Surveil land? We do. So we're up to 7. So if we find Hex of Undeath, we'll be able to pull everyone back, but we don't have a Betor yet. So might be a little bit of a problem. The Demon Wall into an Unholy Annex? No. All right, let's go with the Great Wall. We would only have... We'd have no mana left over, so we'll go with Collector's Vault. And then we will go with Esper Origins. Oh, there's Hex of Undeath. Let's absolutely go. So now we just need Betor in the graveyard. And then we will have pulled the combo off. So let's go ahead and draw and discard. Opponent sees what we have in hand. Let's hope he doesn't have a discard spell. That would absolutely suck. We will go with the Blossoming Tortoise. There's a Betor in the graveyard, guys. Let's absolutely go. So no discard spell, please. We even get the Bedrock Tortoise in there. So next turn, it's coming up Millhouse, guys. It is coming up Millhouse. No discard spell. Please, that's all I ask for you. Oh, Nucky, you are... Guys, that is so sad. This is game one after the deck intro, and we were literally going to pull off the... It's not even Disneyland, because we're able to do it. I've done it before, but how it was going to work next turn, Hex of Undeath, pull back 6 creatures. Well, we already know. Let's count it. Blossoming Tortoise, Bedrock Tortoise, Betor. That's 3. We're pulling back Ghalta. That's 4. We're pulling back Bloodletter. That's 5. And we're pulling back the Walls of Ba Sing Se. That's 6 different creatures. Since we have a Ghalta entering, we'd be able to put 2 creatures on the battlefield. The Walls of Ba Sing Se is legendary. So actually from our graveyard, instead of the Walls of Ba Sing Se, we would pull back Ruzic. Ghalta's entering the battlefield, so we'd be able to put the Walls of Ba Sing Se and another Bloodletter. So then we'd have 2 Bloodletters, we'd have Walls of Ba Sing Se, and Betor with way more than 40 toughness. So let's absolutely go. Keep your backhand strong. Get this mono black trash out of my face. Bob, GG, boy. All right, guys, we got to go first. Ruzic dropping off the Wall of Ba Sing Se into Blossoming Tortoise. That is a play line I can definitely get behind. Let's go with the Mountain on turn 1. Opponent rips a double mulligan. So either combo heavy deck, or they're looking for their Badger Mole Cub. Oh, Boros Gamer. Okay, I was wrong. I'm often wrong. Boros Gamer in the house. Firebending student. I mean, Ruzic, he does have 4 toughness. But are we just dead right now? The Walls of Ba Sing Se, I mean, he can give that creature trample as well. Firebending student in Boros colors is interesting. Alright, so he's going to take our creature from us. That really sucks. And he'll be able to add 2 mana. Maybe 2 1-mana pump spells, but he had nothing. So let's get down the Blossoming Tortoise. Oh, Hex of the Undead. No, we need that one in our hand. Betor happily can go into the graveyard. 2, 4, 5. This will be 6. So seize the spoils into a Bedrock Tortoise. All right, opponent's playing with a ton of removal spells. That's a little bit unfortunate, but don't think he'll be able to punch through the Bedrock Tortoise. And it looks like he's going to empty his hand a little bit. Ooh, draw 2. Well, but you lose the Firebending, so that's fine. Seize the spoils, drop off the wall. Oh, and there's Hex. Let's absolutely go. And I will... Do have to... 2, 4... Betor. Oh, we're missing... I think I will get down. The Bedrock Tortoise has 6 toughness, which is a lot. We could pull back these 3 creatures right now, and then our creatures would have indestructible, and I don't think he'll be able to overcome that. No way he deals 30 damage to the Walls of Ba Sing Se, so I think we got the opponent. It's not with the legendary win, and I mean, we'll have more than 40 toughness, so the opponent for sure will lose half his life, so we'll go down to 10. Opponent might be missing out on some red mana as well. Dude, of course you play Sheltered by Ghosts as well. All right, well, let's hope he doesn't have another one. So he can flash this one back. Discard a card. With flashback. Yeah, it's interesting seeing this Firebending student in Boros colors. I think it can probably do a lot more work in just mono red. Part of me kind of wants to get down Ruzic. See what we draw. Bloodletter. Yeah, we'll get down... Look, we'll get down Ruzic. Okay, so next turn, we can actually win. Oh, we don't have 2 mana? 2, 4, 6. Well, Ruzic can drop off the Bloodletter, create the treasure token. We go with Hex of the Undead. And then we bring back Betor, the Wall, and Bloodletter. So let's just hope he can't deal 12 damage right now. He can add 3 floating mana, so he'll be up to 5. It's a flashback of 4. To draw 2. All right, so he's dealing 3 damage. He's dealing 4 damage, and he has 1 card. Yes, let's absolutely go. Oh, wait, but we don't have a way of dropping off Bloodletter. 2. Oh my gosh, guys, we don't have a way. All right, well, I mean, then I guess we play the Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Oh my goodness, we needed a land right there. 2, 4, 6. Yeah, Hex of Undeath costing 7 mana is so much. Oh. I think we can get the opponent, because even if he kills this creature, then we can at least create the treasure token with Collector's Vault, drop off, seize the spoils, and then we can go with Hex of Undeath. Yeah, I keep calling it Hex of the Undead. Basically the same thing. All right, opponent. Come on, please don't have a direct kill spell. Or another Sheltered by Ghosts. All right, one of those was a land. He does shock it in, so he has 2 red mana to work with. 6 mana in total to work with. If he attacks right now, he'll have 8 total mana to work with. Good thing Wild Ride needs another creature to tap. And we're down to 8. I think we'll be able to get the opponent. And then when it's our turn... Oh, wait, which creature? Oh, he took our Bedrock Tortoise. I mean, if he does have an instant speed removal spell, he goes with the Legend of Roku. That one, exile the top 3. So that one goes up to 3. All right, he can't play any of those creatures to pump this one up. It's another Legend of Roku. I just hope he's not playing with a Get Lost. If this is a Get Lost, I will cry. I will cry. Opponent, what is your last unknown card in hand? I'm so nervous, guys. I think we would have won last turn because we would have had these creatures on the battlefield. Wall of Ba Sing Se would give these guys indestructible, so then he wouldn't be able to attack through. All right, he's going to add the floating mana, and he goes with... These are just creatures, so this has to be a flash. Yes, Firebending Lesson. Deal 5 damage to the Bloodletter. We take 4 damage right now. All right, guys, we 100% got the opponent. Before I forget to do it, we were drawing a land anyway, so, but we'll drop off Seize the Spoils. Opponent's all tapped out, and we'll go with Hex of Undeath. We'll pull back you. This guy's extra on top. You know what? Screw the Blossoming Tortoise. We need just these 3 guys. Bop, go to our end step. Ping the opponent for 30 damage on the dot. Got him down to -1. Let's absolutely go. Firebending student, you have much to learn, young one. Look at the power of memes, baby. GG. Let's go. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first, but I'm in Collector's Vault and Seize the Spoils for some really nice card draw. And they also allow us to drop off some of our creatures that we want to. Opponent with a Mountain on turn 1. Into the Skittering Kitten. So, could be Hasty Mono Red. Could also be the Mayhem deck. Speaking of Mayhem, we find our own Ruzic. That's pretty nice. Let's see if we can find a land drop. It's not a land drop, but Hex is a really important card, and we only play 3 of them, so I don't really feel like discarding that one. And, I mean, dropping off cards, I don't mind one bit, my friend. I don't mind one bit. So we know we're drawing Hex, so we'll get down the Collector's Vault. Hopefully we do hit a land drop so that we can play Ruzic. We do have double green, so eventually when we do get up to 4 mana, we can play the Blossoming Tortoise. Opponent punches in for 2. And he should play a land. But opponent missed a land drop. We also missed a land drop. Surveil doesn't allow us to draw, so I think we'll go ahead and activate the Collector's Vault. Hope that we hit a land. We do, so that worked out really nicely. We can go ahead and drop off the Lion Turtle. And then we could crack a treasure token. Yeah, I don't think the treasure token is super useful right now, so we will go ahead and crack that just to play the Esper Origins. Probably look for a land on top. No land on top, but those are some really good creatures to get in the graveyard. Ghalta, of course, when we pull him back with Hex, we can play all these creatures from our hand then as well. And now Hex is looking really good because we have 4 creatures we could pull back. So now we just really need to keep hitting our land drops. Opponent does get to pump these creatures up with the Obsessive Pursuit. He's going to sack to draw a card. Ooh, that's a nice combo from the opponent. He gets back the Skittering Kitten. He brings back Hecta Eyes. I think we can drop off Ruzic. Another Esper Origins. You know what? Let's go with Seize the Spoil, and we'll drop off Esper Origins. 2 lands is absolutely amazing. So this is 2, 4. That's 5. Ooh, next turn we're going to have 6 mana available. It is a little bit unfortunate that Hex costs 7. That is quite expensive. Opponent with Strategic Betrayal. Oh, so he's getting rid of our graveyard? No way. No way you play that card. All right, that is really unfortunate, but hopefully the Blossoming Tortoise can kind of restock our hand. Maybe we do go with Collector's Vault then. Yikes, what a combo from the opponent. We're down to 10. I think we do crack this. No point in working our way up to 7 mana if there's no creatures to drop off. So we'll get down Bloodletter. Opponent gets back the Skittering Kitten. Don't get anything from that. We'll go with Blossoming Tortoise. 2, 4, 6. So next turn will be 7. Hopefully we mill a few decent cards. Oh my gosh, 3 lands. You have to be kidding me. Well, hopefully this is a creature. It's Betor. That is really nice. All right, guys, you know what we could actually do? 2, 4, 6. We will have 7 mana. Hopefully he doesn't remove our graveyard, and hopefully he doesn't remove our Blossoming Tortoise, because we can go to attack steps next turn. And we're nearly... He does have Heartless Act. All right, we do at least get to pull that creature back. 3, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, 8, 9. I think we're taking 9 damage right now, if I'm not mistaken. So we will be down to 1 HP and a dream. Put a +1. That one gets +1. Yeah. We're down to 1 HP and a dream. Let's hope. And this would be so awesome if it actually happened. We're going to activate Collector's Vault. Hope that we draw into the Wall of Ba Sing Se. Hope that we draw the Wall of Ba Sing Se. What does this creature say? Lifelink. May sacrifice. Oh, wait. So... Okay, that one doesn't activate. So we need to draw the Wall of Ba Sing Se right now, drop it off, and then we'll win next turn. Down to 1 HP in a dream. Come on, deck, please. I beg you. No shot. We actually pulled it off. Let's... Guys, I'm speechless. Check this out. Here comes Hex. 1, 2, 3. We don't even need the Blossoming Tortoise. It's just bonus on top. Mill 3 cards. 44 toughness. Opponent's going to lose half their life, and then that's going to get doubled. What an insane game. Insane luck. Collector's Vault, just like we drew it up. I was never in doubt. Believed in the heart of the cards right there. Let's go. All right, guys, we get to go first. Collector's Vault can drop off Betor and the Walls of Ba Sing Se, so Can dig it. Also have a Seize the Spoils, so let's just hope we're not dead by turn 3. Ooh, and we even... Esper Origins. I still think we get down the Collector's Vault. Get down Collector's Vault. And then... I think we crack it. Create the treasure token and go with Esper Origins. Airbender's Ascension, so he's actually just going to... Oh, he can't bounce that back. Let's absolutely go. So yeah, we'll go with Collector's Vault. Drop off Betor. And then we will use the treasure token. These two can go in the graveyard, and that's another one of the combo pieces. And when we drop off Wall of Basing Say, that is all 3 combo pieces needed in the graveyard. Then we just need to draw Hex. And of course, work our way up to 6 mana. Ooh, opponent with Iroh. That's very interesting. I'm working on a deck with Iroh Team Master as well, with some black. So he is definitely playing with, well, I would imagine... Oh, we drew Hex of the Undead. But yeah, I can imagine he's playing with... What's that one card called? It's Demon. It has like Liliana fighting a demon. And basically you get 4 turns. You can have the opponent lose 2 life, have them discard 2 cards. You deal 4 damage to something, and then the final one says you lose the game. So then with Iroh, they give you that enchantment. So the only option you have left is to lose the game. It's really interesting. It's really cool. Let us go with Seize the Spoils. And then we'll drop off Wall of Basing Say. Drew another Hex. That's pretty funny. 2, 4, 5. This would be 6. Okay. This is 6 mana. Seize the Spoils. So we just need to survive for 2 more turns. I think we'll be able to do it. Invasion Reinforcements. He flashes that in, which is fine. Could also get Esper Origins down. That would be a blocker. But that would cost all of our mana. He's going to give us that one. So I guess we get a blocker there. Maybe the opponent isn't playing with that combo. We'll go ahead and say no blocks for right now. We'll go ahead and say no blocks right now. We'll pass the turn. This is draw and then discard, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We do have to crack a treasure token to do that, but we create a treasure token. Just a land. Guess we can drop it off. So we're down to 17. He's going to airbend that one. He gets it back. They create the 1/1 token. It's a counter on it. Another Hex. Okay, deck. We really don't need to be drawing that many. Let's see, 2, 4. This is 6. Next turn we would have 7. I guess. No. Yeah, let's go with Esper Origins. And then, yeah, we can drop off the Blossoming Tortoise, and we have a land on top. That's 7 mana, so that's enough for Hex. And we have our 3 combo pieces in the graveyard, guys. So we just need to not die this turn. We have 2 blockers. Might even gift us a blocker as well, this 1/1. So we'll have 3 blockers available. Opponent has just 4 mana to work with. Could, of course, have kill spells. He's playing black. We haven't seen any black cards yet. And the opponent knows that we just have a land in hand. Oh, and we also get the Bedrock Tortoise back as well when we pull it back with Hex of Undead, which is amazing because the Tortoise says during our turn, our creatures have Hexproof, so he won't be able to target us then. There are, of course, a few tiny cards that can get around Hexproof, but it's really not too many. And it looks like the opponent wants to spend some of his mana this turn, and he doesn't know what's going to hit him. It's going to be awesome, guys. I'm on the edge of my seat. Opponent's timer's running low. He keeps tapping a land and untapping it. Thinks he can produce infinite mana that way. It doesn't work like that, my friend. I just hope he doesn't quit on us. Airbender's Ascension. He gets to bounce something, right? Airbend 1 target creature. He could bounce our, Esper. That's fine, though. That's fine. We still have 1 blocker. He used 2 mana to do that. He is going to have to gift us a token. So we have 2 blockers, so there's no way he deals 19 damage with just 2 mana. Puts the counters on those. And yeah, he just attacks with those 2. We will happily take these blocks. We will happily take these blocks. All right, guys, get ready for it. It's going into our turn. He's going to flicker that invasion reinforcements. So he gets to create the token, put some more counters on them, and it is going into our turn. Opponent has 2 mana to work with. I don't think it's a counter spell. We get this land down, and then Hex of the Undead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures we're pulling back. Crack the treasure token for it, and we will just skip directly to our end step. We'll put that land on the battlefield, and 50 toughness on board, and pew pew, lose half your life, round it up. And then, of course, our wonderful friend Bloodletter of Aclazotz say, go ahead and double that. So half your life, if you round that up and then double it, I think that's your full life total gone. So GG, let's go. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first. I mean, we do have a lot of turn 2 plays we could go with, so I think I will keep it. And we do have Hex. Well, opponent could be a mill deck. That would be amazing. Even drew a Ruzic. He's booed, but he's still victorious. And I think it's definitely a mill deck. Too bad we drew Commercial District right now. I think we'll go with Esper Origins. We'll keep Stomping Grounds, and we'll get rid of the Bedrock Tortoise. And then next turn, we can play the Commercial District, get down the Collector's Vault. And then the turn after that, we could go with the Blossoming Tortoise. I just hope the opponent's not playing the... Is it like the Executioner Demon that like exiles all but the top 6 cards of your library? Blossoming Tortoise can go into the graveyard, that's fine, and we will get a Collector's Vault down. It probably eats a counter spell. No counter spell, okay. Opponent with Accumulate Wisdom. Look at the top 3. Put one of them in your hand. That's fine. And then the question is, I guess we do go with the Blossoming Tortoise. Opponent with Agna, Momentum Breaker. I really don't mind. I guess we drop off Ruzic right now. I don't mind the discard. Of course, if he looks into our hand, I wouldn't want him taking the Hex from us, but... Fear of Isolation. It's like the Pixie Bounce deck. All right, that's fine. He is all tapped out, which is amazing because we can go with the Blossoming Tortoise. Oh, man, those were insanely terrible hits for us. No lands. We got rid of a Hex, so opponent probably knows what we're working with. And we just got an Esper in the graveyard. And I don't even think this is a creature that you can pull back with Hex. So that is a big sad moment for us. At least now if the opponent goes with Momentum Breaker, we have a creature to sacrifice. Which, again, we don't really mind if our creatures get sacked. I just hope he doesn't go off after our hand too aggressively. Opponent still has 2 mana to work with. And he's going to bounce the Momentum Breaker again. Oh man, these draws are insanely terrible. All right, let's go with the Blossoming Tortoise. Ruzic, oh, and the Great Wall, and we actually find a land. So this is 3, this is 5. We are getting close to 7. I think we had a Bloodletter down there. No Bloodletter. And I don't think we can afford to drop off Hex because there's already one of them in our graveyard. Oh man, this is basically the Pixie Bounce deck without the Pixie, which is one of my least favorite decks to play against. Opponent punches in for 4 to get their max speed up. Not that that does anything, I don't think. A land. Yeah, okay, we'll go with Esper Origins. Opponent could have a counterspell. No, no counterspell. We'll get a wall. I guess we'll keep a land on top, and then we'll draw on the opponent's turn. I know we get to draw that land right now, right? Yeah. So we'll take that one, and then we'll go ahead and crack this on the opponent's turn, and then we will be up to 7 mana. 3, 3, yeah, that's 6, plus the treasure token, so we could get back 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 creatures. Really not the best. None of them have flying. The Wall of Basing Say would give us indestructible, but Momentum Breaker forces us to sacrifice it, so that does get around it. Storm Chaser's Talent. That one's draw and then discard. Could go with 1 Hex for right now. And then the turn after that, go for another one. Oh my gosh, guys, I cannot believe it. This guy, nothing but boomerangs and bounce spells. I think we will have to pull the trigger on 1 Hex right now. We'll pull the trigger on 1 Hex right now, and then the turn after that, we can do it again. Go ahead and resolve that. Max speed. Don't care. Just hope he doesn't have a counter spell. I was kind of hoping he would use his mana. All right. We will drop off Collector's Vault. Yeah, we'll drop off Collector's Vault. Oh, and of course we draw Betor. We still don't have the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, though. But let's see. Land. So we have 7. This is 8. We would have to crack this one right now. I think we're going to go with the game plan that I mentioned. So we'll bring these 6 creatures or 4 creatures back. Yeah, see, you can't even pull back Esper Origins. That is a little bit unfortunate. We get to bring these 4 back. This one will mill some more for us. Hopefully it's a Bloodletter. Creatures have hexproof on our turn at least, so you can't bounce them back. Do we have another Great Wall? We do. So if he does have another boomerang and he bounces that one, I mean, of course he has a nowhere to run to get rid of our Blossoming Tortoise. That's fine, though. Yes, there's a Bloodletter. All right, we'll take Starting Town back. All right, we can go with Collector's Vault, drop off Betor, and look at that. There's 40 toughness on board right now. Entity Tracker. Opponent has just 1 unknown card in hand. And I think for sure we get rid of Ruzic right now. And then next turn we can, or on our turn, okay, 1 unknown card. As long as it's not a counterspell, we will win the game. Unless he has a look at our hand and force us to discard Hex, then he would win. But I think he's looking to maybe get rid of this creature, but it does have indestructible. Oh my gosh, guys, I think we're gonna beat this type of deck. Attacking with the Otter is kind of crazy. This is a pretty nice combo with the Bedrock Tortoise and the Wall of Basing Say. He now has 30 toughness, or 30 power. All right, opponent. I guess he could bounce something back to our hand, but we can do this all on our end step. So we can go to attack steps right now. Yeah, because we have 7. Yeah, let's go to attack steps. Let's see if the opponent wants to do anything. I guess the wall is, of course, a defender, so he can't attack. All right, please just do not have a counterspell, opponent. I don't think that was a counterspell. There was a small stick right there. We'll drop off Betor, and then here comes the Hex. We'll bring back the Blossoming Tortoise. The wall we still have on the battlefield, right? And he's legendary, so that doesn't matter. So we'll bring these 4 back, and no counterspell, and we will win the game. Yeah, because there's no way the opponent can deal... Well, he could... That's not true. He could have a kill spell. Nowhere to run. Yes, we got the opponent, guys. Let's absolutely go. Keep your backhand strong and get this bounce deck. Come on. Dude, guys, keep your backhand strong. I'm not joking. This bounce deck is one of my least favorite decks to play against. It feels so good when you beat it, especially with such a meme deck. So keep your backhand strong. Get him out of here. GG. All right, guys. Cheese Priest gets to go first, but we can keep this. And we get some Surveil action on turn 1. Bedrock Tortoise in the graveyard. You love to see that. We can go with Esper on turn 2, Ruzic on turn 3, and the Bedrock Tortoise on turn 4. And it's not mono-white. It is an Azorius gamer. This might be kind of difficult, if I'm being honest. 2 more lands. Don't need those. And then we'll get down Ruzic next turn. We'll drop off Betor and go into the Blossoming Tortoise. But yeah, if the opponent just keeps open counter spells for our Hex of Undeath, which does cost 7 mana, it might be a little bit difficult. If the opponent is more of an aggressive deck, which is what it looks like, it could also be kind of difficult as well. You could have a Sheltered by Ghosts to get rid of our Ruzic, but no, it's just a bunch of flyers, so Momo's going to get a +1. He has 3 mana. He could play the Eagle, but no, he just goes with the Rune Lurker. So Momo gets another +1. He gains some life, so the Exemplar of Light gets pumped up. I think... Are we just dead next turn? No, I don't think we're dead next turn, but yeah, we'll drop off Betor. Just find a land. That's really not what we need. Let's go ahead and see what's on top. Seize the Spoils. I don't think we need that card, because we already have one of them. 2-4. We'll go with the Commercial District. Bedrock Tortoise. I mean, we already have one of them in the graveyard. And Hex of Undeath only brings back 6 different creature cards with different names, so it doesn't matter. Ooh, I'm actually really happy. I'm happy to take that trade, because we're definitely not dead this turn. Seize the Spoils, drop off a land. But we could also go with Esper Origins for some Surveil action. Yeah, we're missing our... Well, no, we have Betor. Betor plus the Bedrock. 6. Plus 3. Gain some life. Oh, all creatures get +1, so he's going to be able to create the token as well. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think... Yeah, we're just dead next turn. Unfortunate. We'll drop off Fountainport. There is Hex. Can play a land. Gain 2 life with this. But I think... Yeah, opponent has way more than... Ooh, Bloodletter is really good. And we can drop off... Yeah, we'll drop off Bloodletter. I don't think we have one of them in there. We gain 2 lives, up to 12. Sick. Well, I mean, the opponent is... Oh, and there's a Lion Turtle and the Walls of Ba Sing Se. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10. That's only 10 if he plays a flyer that doesn't pump his team up. Oh, but he gets a card draw for turn. Oh my gosh, guys. Can we pull it off? If he has... Please don't let this be a creature. Please. Oh, but he gets a card draw as well. No, the double card draw. Just crack the clue token, please. No, he is Sheltered by Ghost. Oh my gosh, guys, we got so close. And it's just because the opponent got to go first. Oh, right on 0, no shot. Man, that is so sad. We were literally one turn away, and we went second. I think if we went first, I think we would have gotten that. I mean, opponent with the card draw into Sheltered by Ghosts also came in super clutch, but Hex of Undeath was going to bring all these creatures back, and we would have got him. Aw, that one feels bad, man. All right, guys, we get to go first. Turn 3 Ruzic, and then drop off the wall. I can dig it. Let's see. Starting town. Well, these actually won't be able to produce the double green for the Tortoise. We do get the treasure token from Ruzic, though. Of course, that is if he stays alive, so. Opponent on some Gruul action. Could be the Badger Mole Cub deck. That is a possibility. Pretty good chance, I would even say. No Badger Mole. Okay. And it looks like the opponents may be going with their own game plan, so I'm pretty sure Ruzic will be able to drop off the wall of Ba Sing Se. Such a funny card. 0 power, 30 toughness. Big booty that we'll have on the battlefield eventually. Opponent's going with the piggy bank. These are all artifacts. That is something to keep in mind. We get to drop off the wall, create a treasure token, and we actually draw Hex, which is really nice. And then we will go with the Blossoming Tortoise, get to mill a few more cards. Do have to burn the treasure token because, like I said, we don't have the double green. We actually don't have any green. It's the starting town that's producing it for us. Oh, we got the Lion Turtle in the graveyard, and we find the Wastewood Verge. That one does produce green, so we do have double green right now. This one can crew up. Exhaust for 3. It's only 3. I think we're free to attack right here. Maybe put a little bit of pressure on the opponent, but again, we actually don't have to attack because we try and just one-shot combo the opponent. And I guess create a treasure token. He's going to crew it up. Does that also create a treasure token? It does. So opponent's looking to create quite a few treasure tokens. I don't want to block right there because I think our Blossoming Tortoise, when he attacks, we get to mill a few more cards, which is really nice. There's another artifact from the opponent. He did burn his treasure token to play that one, so that's interesting. He keeps 1 on top. Ruzic, go ahead and discard, create the treasure token. We find the land. Let's go with Esper Origins. Seize the Spoils is actually really nice, and I think we get to draw that card, if I'm not mistaken. And then we will have 3 mana, so I guess we draw it next turn. So then I'm not sure I want to mill with the Blossoming Tortoise. But then again, we do have 7 mana thanks to this treasure token, so I actually think we will go ahead and attack. No creatures in the graveyard, which is unfortunate. But now we have 7 mana regardless, and I mean, we do have 3 creatures in the graveyard. We do have 3 creatures in the graveyard. We do need to be careful playing out some of our creatures because Ruzic says you have to discard, and we would not want to discard that one. So, you know what? Maybe Ruzic has served his purpose. We will go ahead and trade with the Boost Buggy. Take 12 damage from the dragon. Or, sorry, take 4 damage from the dragon. We're down to 12. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. Pulling back 4 creatures really isn't the best. And opponent destroys our Esper Origins. That's fine. You know what? Let's go with Hex of Undeath. And we'll pull all these creatures back. All of our creatures have Indestructible right now. And then with the Blossoming Tortoise, we'll go ahead and mill. Ooh, there's a Bloodletter, which is really nice. Opponent is down to 14. We'll get down the Commercial District. We don't need another land, that's for sure. That is for sure. Oh, and our Lion Turtle actually has reach. He has 6 toughness, so Dragon wouldn't be able to destroy him. And, I mean, we have Indestructible thanks to the Great Wall of Ba Sing Se. So we're kind of just free to block, even though the Lion Turtle can't block, so that's something to keep in mind.
If this is the competition, let's shift gears.
Opponent's looking to draw a card.
Go, go, go!
Create the treasure token, and opponent scoops it up. So, yeah, we didn't get the combo there, but I think we'd be able to finish off the opponent. We'd be attacking for 3, 6, so that's 9 plus 5. That is 14 damage. Right on the dot. Opponent would have to keep his dragon back to block. All our creatures have Indestructible, and of course, when it's our turn, they have Hexproof as well, thanks to the Bedrock Tortoise. We'd see what we'd be drawing, but with Ruzic, we would have to drop off this Bedrock Tortoise, create the treasure token. But yeah, nice clean game right there. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to the post-game wrap. Today, we were playing such a meme deck, so like I said in the intro, I'll say it again for you guys as well. Definitely do not craft this deck if you're looking for a very competitive deck that's looking to win a lot, because the problem with this deck, it's a meme, but we have no interaction for the opponent whatsoever. We kind of just need to hope that they're doing their own thing and that they don't finish us off before like turn 3, turn 4, which is definitely possible in Standard right now with the Badgermole Cub and the Firebending Student. A few other decks as well can just finish you off really, really quickly. So you need to, one, hope that you survive until the late game. And I mean, those two things for a competitive deck, hoping and surviving until the late game, just mean that you don't win very often. With that out of the way, though, this is a really, really fun deck. I played it a while ago. I think when the Tarkir Dragonstorm set came out, I looked at all of the Spirit Dragons, and Betor was by far the one that I had the most fun with, just because of his text right there. We saw it in maybe not every game we played. I think one game we pulled back a bunch of creatures. Betor wasn't one of them, but the last line of his text right there, if all the creatures on our side of the battlefield, if we have total toughness of 40 or greater, the opponent loses half their life. That is just such a bad ability right there. I mean, how often do you have enough creatures on board that their toughness is greater than 40? It almost never happens unless you specifically design a deck to achieve that, and then the opponent only loses half their life. That's really not the best. But of course, when opponents lose half their life, with the Bloodletter of Aclazotz, that gets doubled. So half your life rounded up, and then you double that, that is your full life total just gone. So the way that we win with this deck is bringing back Betor Kin to All. We get him in the graveyard, and then we pull back a bunch of different creatures, and the way that we pulled back all the creatures is with Hex of Undeath for 7 mana, which is quite expensive. It's only done at sorcery speed, which doesn't even matter because Betor says at the beginning of your end step. So the sorcery speed doesn't really matter too much. It's really the 7 mana can be kind of expensive, and that's what I was saying earlier with you need to survive until the late game. But you can return up to 6 target creature cards with different names from our graveyard to the battlefield for 7 mana. I think that is maybe a little bit too steep. I wonder if this was for 6 mana, and you could return 6 target creature cards with different names. I think that might be a little bit, obviously that would be a lot better because it's 1 mana cheaper. But so yeah, we try and get a bunch of different creatures in the graveyard, and we have a few different ways of doing that. One of the best ways is with Collector's Vault for 2 mana. This artifact enters, and then every turn we can spend 2 mana, tap this artifact, draw a card first, and then drop off any card in our hand. So when we have some of these really big creatures, we can drop them off in the graveyard, which is where we want them. And then what I really like about Collector's Vault is it does create a treasure token for us, so that does help us ramp a little bit so that we can cast Hex of Undeath. I don't think earlier than turn 7, but it at least allows you to cast it on turn 7, even if you miss a few land drops along the way. Another really good card is Seize the Spoils for 3 mana. You have to discard a card, which again, we don't really mind too much. And then you get to draw 2 cards and create a treasure token. And then the Blossoming Tortoise for 4 mana. When this creature enters and whenever it attacks, you get to mill 3 cards, and then you can put any land that you milled this way onto the battlefield, so that helps you ramp a little tiny bit as well. And then again, milling cards, if we mill any of these creatures, we really don't mind at all. And then I guess finally is Ruzic, booed but victorious for 3 mana. We get a 5 power, 4 toughness creature, which stat-wise is pretty good. And then at the beginning of our upkeep, we do have to discard a card, but then you get to create a treasure token. So that's another way to ensure that you have enough mana to cast Hex of Undeath, at least on turn 7. And hopefully by turn 7, you will have discarded enough cards where you have, and of course the 3 main ones, we've seen it in all the games, is Betor kin to all, and we need that 40 toughness, and the new mythic card from the Avatar set, the Walls of Ba Sing Se. This creature has 30 toughness right there. That in combination with Betor, who has 7 toughness, that's 37 toughness with just those 2 creatures right there. So then literally any other creature will get us to the 40 toughness threshold, even the Blossoming Tortoise that just has 3 toughness. That gets you to the 40 toughness total, and then the opponent would lose half their life. Obviously, you hope to have the Bloodletter of Aclazotz as well, so then you just one-shot the opponent. Kind of out of nowhere. I think people really, really don't expect it. Even when they do see Betor hit the graveyard, I think they don't ever really expect you to hit them with Hex of Undeath. I have never seen someone play this card against me, so it's a really, really niche card. So that's another reason why I wanted to play with it today as well. So yeah, that's kind of the deck. I think the games speak for themselves. They were a lot of fun when you pull the combo off. In that one game where the opponent, I think we had some decent cards. We had a Ghalta. We just play one of Ghalta. I could honestly see going up another 1 or 2 copies of Ghalta, just because if you pull him back with Hex of Undeath, Ghalta's entering the battlefield, then you can play any creatures that you might have in your hand if you weren't able to drop them off along the way. But yeah, in this one game, I think we had Ghalta and maybe a few other creatures, 2 or 3 creatures in the graveyard, and the opponent hit us with the Strategic Betrayal, which made us exile our whole graveyard. And then over the next, I think 2 turns or 3 turns, we were able to drop off Betor and the Bloodletter of Aclazotz. And then we were down to 1 HP and a dream. We had Collector's Vault. We literally had to draw the Wall of Ba Sing Se on the opponent's end step. We did that. We dropped it off. And then on our turn, we hit them with the Hex of Undeath and got the win, literally grasping victory from the jaws of defeat at 1 HP and a dream. So these games, when you do pull this combo off, it feels so, so good. I hope you guys really, really enjoyed the games that you saw. They were a lot of fun to play. I hope you guys enjoyed them. And like I said, if you want a competitive deck, this definitely is not it. There's a lot other quicker, better, more efficient decks out there. And if I'm honest as well, you could probably make this combo work as well with another card that I absolutely love, and that's Smuggler's Surprise. You could honestly on turn 4 play Bloodletter, and then on turn 6 play Smuggler's Surprise, where you get Betor and the Wall of Ba Sing Se onto the battlefield. I play Smuggler's Surprise quite a bit. I love that card, so I wanted to try a different strategy today. We haven't done any graveyard stuff in a while, and I kind of wanted to showcase Hex of Undeath. Betor, my favorite spirit dragon from the legendary dragons from the Tarkir set, and we just have to try out this new Wall of Ba Sing Se from the Avatar set, because it is, of course, a iconic piece in the Avatar series. If you guys know, you know. But yeah, I've been rambling long enough. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos or the games. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. It does help me out tremendously. And go ahead and leave a like for those games, man. Those were some fun games. I'm sure you guys enjoyed them as well. And I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.